All right, so we know now what is basically the purchase and how it is divided in the cost of purchase. So now I'm going to focus on your zero. So first of all, what are the various or different categories, how we proceed with that? So there can be quotation. There will be, first of all, obviously quotation, then the purchase order, tax invoice, credit notes. Okay. So when we say a quote, what exactly it is? So the suppliers are going to obviously give you quotations that, I have this product for you, and at this price, in this much time frame, I can deliver this. So with those multiple supplier quotations, you will decide as per your requirement that what suits your budget, your timing and everything, and which particular thing would you like to buy and from which supplier. So when you decide that yes, I have decided the supplier now, you will send a purchase order that ABC company or your supplier, I need this product specifically in this duration and at this particular price. So this is something like you are now purchasing something. You are not purchasing, but you have ordered something, but still it is not delivered yet. So no accounting significance. So it's not going to reflect anything, any numbers in your books. All right.
So guys, that's let me add one thing here, Jess, as well. So guys, with the quote and purchase order, the main difference, as Jess has pointed out, there's no accounting significance. So when you create a quote in Xero or any accounting software, and no account is credited. So it does not matter if you have a purchase order worth $100,000 in your books, it's not going to have any impact on your profit and loss account. It's only when the purchase order is converted into a tax invoice is when you actually recognize your liability. You actually book your purchases and recognize the liability to the creditors.
Right. So there are two things now. As you understand the GST part, in Australia you have to get registered for GST if you cross a certain slab of your sales turnover. So if you are not registered for GST as a supplier, so obviously you're going to issue a purchase invoice, okay, and send it along with your goods when you're delivering that. So for an organization not registered for GST, the transaction, whenever it takes place and you deliver the goods, they will issue you a purchase invoice. On the other hand, if the supplier is registered for GST, then you will receive a purchase tax invoice. Basically, the tax word is the difference here if you're registered for GST, okay? And now here, yes, this is a bill for you, which you need to book in your books because you have to now pay for this as you have received the goods from the supplier. And lastly here, the credit note. Obviously, there can be times that, the goods might be like, the manufacturing can go wrong. It can be damaged, or it can be damaged during the transit. So in any which ways, if you think the goods are damaged or any scenario where you need to return the product, so there will be a credit note issued that this is a particular quantity returned from the purchase. All right. So I'm going to now start with the zero. So I'm just going to take this particular question here. So ABC Private Limited sent a purchase order of 100 boxes of large black T-shirts on 21st March 2022 Alex merchandise, asking to deliver the product in 2 days at a unit price of $10. So basically, what are my conditions here? That I need the product. The product is 100 boxes of black T-shirts. I have specified the date and I've specified in 2 days, and the unit price I've specified is $10, okay? And it also says the supplier now delivered the order to you on 22nd, and the tax invoice is of $1,100. Now it says tax invoice, so obviously the person is registered for GST. So we are going to now book this in Xero, okay? I'm going to, from the business menu, I'm not sure how many of you already are using Xero. So this is your menu, and from the business menu, you have to choose bills to pay. When you add any operating expense directly, you use bill to pay. This is your purchase order section, which you use to enter the purchase orders. or these two things can be used or accessed from the purchase overview dashboard. Okay, so here, as you can see from the purchase overview, you have the bill section and the purchase order. So first of all, we're going to add a new purchase order. All right. The date given is 21st of March. Delivery date in 2 days. So it's going to be plus 2 days. Then the order number, the invoice number, anything, these numbers are by default set by Xero. Okay, so you need not put the numbers unless you have to jump a number or use any previous number here. Okay, but that is only in a scenario you can use this number if that is not active in the books. I mean, if you have deleted any of your purchase order of this number 9, then only you will be able to use it again, otherwise not. So I have to order now t-shirts, and that is specifically black t-shirts here. Now, one more thing, this is your inventory. Now, if you have set up the inventory items in that section, then only you can use the items. Else, you can simply put the description manually, like you can use here, and put the description, whatever is required, all right, for the product. Otherwise, use the item code. Now, the benefit of using inventory is that it will it will pop up all the information by default, which is entered in the inventory item already from you. Okay, so I am ordering now 100 of these t-shirts, and the unit price is 10. It will hit in your inventory, and now it is 1,000, so it is going to be tax exclusive. When you approve this, this is basically your purchase order is entered in the books. Okay, but again, as we said earlier, no significance. It's not going to hit in your profit and loss account. Okay, till the time you convert this into a bill. Now, it is very simple that once you receive the product, you just simply need to mark it as a bill and copy this to a draft bill. That is one of the steps. However, there are options from Xero that if you need to copy this, you can use this options button here, and you can copy the same purchase order to a bill, or again a purchase order. If you need to copy paste, simply copy this rather than creating a new purchase order for yourself. And you can also convert this into a invoice. So these all options are active in Xero. So right now we have received the product, and I just need to simply bill it. So I'm going to use this mark as billed option, copy this, and we're going to create a draft bill. Now the benefit is converting the purchase order to a bill is when we use that, it will pop up all the same information for you, and it will copy this here. All right. So now we are definitely paying GST on this, and this is my expense. So GST on expense here on this particular item, and 100 of these t-shirts are all good to go. So I don't have to make any changes here, and approve. So yeah, one more thing, the due date, that is important here. Right. Approve. So this is how you enter your bill from the purchase order. So right now, as per the question, we have entered the purchase order. Now we have got the delivery of the product, and we have now entered and converted that purchase order into a bill from Xero.